Okay, so this is travelogue number 30 in my ongoing tour of Aztec ruins in Mexico. I'm just waiting to check out the pyramids here at, excuse me, how do you say the name of this place?
Teotihuacan.
Teotihuacan? Gracias, gracias. It's just incredible here. Moving on to the next. Okay, hold on. I'm in a little village, Los Portales. I'm still in central Mexico. I'm about 40 miles south of where my last video was. According to my map, this is the site of more ruins, but as you can see, it's like an old train depot or something. It's pretty cool, though. I'll check it out. What the hell was that? It looks like there's another level up there. What is this? It's like some kind of nest. It's crazy up here. I don't know what the hell's going on in here. Whoa! What the hell?
Creatures science refuses to recognize.
There's something down there!
But if our eyes see it, if our cameras capture it,
What is that?
does it exist?
They're monsters!
Lost tapes. Do you believe? Cue the Serpent God. In the spring of 2008, Mexico City experienced a wave of ritualistic murders. Because the Mexican police did not possess a ritualistic crimes unit, they enlisted the help of the Enigma Corporation, a private security firm specializing in unusual cases. Team leader Noel Connor and specialist Elise Mooney were joined in the investigation by occult expert Dr. Naja Santo.
In the past 2 months, Mexico City's been hit with a rash of murders where the victims' hearts have been cut from their bodies. The local authorities think that it's ritualistic.
Look at the pictures. The bodies look staged.
I'm not seeing any blood around the bodies. They must have been moved from the original murder site.
Yeah, that's what the local police think. Somebody's trying to hide the murder site.
Hey, Santo, what do you make of that?
It looks like the Aztec numeral 52.
What does that mean?
Well, there's 52 years in an Aztec cycle. They believe the universe would collapse at the end of each cycle if the gods weren't strong enough. So every 52 years, a blood ceremony must be held to usher in a new era.
I think either somebody's trying to repeat the past or start some sort of new cult.
We need to find out more about these ceremonies and put a stop to it.
The team was also provided the assistance of police informant Santiago Vargas, a petty thief with ties to suspected cult members. But as the investigation unfolded, it became apparent that this case would take them beyond ritual murder in Mexico's occult underground and into the realm of gods and monsters. These are their tapes.
Where are these guys?
Marzo will be here.
He's wired ready.
How do you know these guys anyway?
Everybody knows Marzo. He's a powerful man here.
Lucas Marzo, AKA El Marzo. Wealthy businessman who has ties to cult activity. Specifically the Santa Muerte cult, which is some sort of quasi-religion practiced by the drug traffickers in this area.
There he is. That is Marzo.
Who's the other guy?
I don't know. I was hired to do a job, that is it. Be careful, it's very valuable. It was used by Aztec priests to cut the hearts from human sacrifices.
Why do these guys need this particular dagger?
They must have plenty of these things. They don't need this.
They want it. Looks like you're on, buddy.
I need the dagger.
No, you don't. No, you tell them you don't have it yet. And you meet them tomorrow.
I don't know about this, Connor.
It's a necessary evil. We need to find out where these ceremonies are taking place.
Noches, señores. En este momento no la tengo, señor, pero ¿está seguro? ¿Está todo bien? ¿No tienes la daga? Necesito más tiempo. I just need more time. That's all I ask.
¿Estás jugando con...?
No, señor, por favor. Es algo de mañana.
¡Mañana no hay mañana!
Usted sabe que si no te ganan el uso, it is safe. I will give it to you tomorrow night, I promise.
It's not tomorrow!
All right, Connor, I think he's had enough.
Déjame hablar con él. Espérame.
Hold on just a second.
Espérate. 11 o'clock tonight.
Don't screw up this time. Sarah, vámonos.
He gave him something.
Hey, man, you all right? Well, looks like we got our location.
Los Portales. Where is this?
It's a small town south of the city. There's nothing there. It's abandoned. It's a train depot.
So you'll be able to take us there, right?
No, our agreement was for me to bring you to Marzo. That is it.
And you didn't read the fine print.
What did Marcel mean when he said there's no tomorrow night?
With each sacrifice they make, the power becomes greater. With the final ceremony at the end of the cycle tonight, they will be unstoppable.
Tonight's the final sacrifice.
If we don't get to this town and fast, someone's gonna die tonight. Let's move.
Quetzalcoatl is the name of a mythological being, a deity of the ancient Aztecs.
We know that Quetzalcoatl was worshipped all around central Mexico and northern Central America because in so many of the temple ruins we find carvings and paintings and other depictions of the feathered or plumed serpent. Quetzalcoatl was the snake god of the Aztecs, a scaled serpent with a long and twisting body, big flashing eyes, bird wings with feathers. It was almost dragon-like in appearance.
Certainly because it was a pinnacle god, it was feared, and then to have those attributes of animals that are not exactly calm in their presentation to human beings. Certainly the Aztecs were well aware that this was a god they did not mess with.
Quiet night in Los Portales.
This place is evil. You don't understand. This town was built on top of Aztec ruins. Anybody who comes here is putting his life in great danger.
Relax, Vargas.
Give him the knife, Santo.
You know what to say at the door, right?
Whoa.
Drop the knife, Vargas.
Whoa, 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 whoa.